navigating the cost of living crisis, the consumer impact of high inflation, and product development in food and drink. That and more on today's episode.
Want to know what's next? For over 2 decades, we've led the world's most influential brands to create the right products at the right time for tomorrow's consumer. This is WGSN's Client Questions Answered.
Hello and welcome to the show where our experts from around the globe unpack your biggest challenges. This week is a special episode. We've received quite a few questions about the cost of living crisis, so we're taking a deep dive into the topic. I'm Bethan Ryder, Executive Editorial Director at WGSN. Let's get started with our first question, which comes from a retail client asking, what retail strategies can help us navigate the cost of living crisis? A critical question right now. So let's hear from Candice, our strategist for Insight based in South Carolina, for her take.
First, consider leaning into small-scale actions like revamping your store signage or packaging. Shy away from dull and overly simplistic and instead leverage dopamine brights that elicit joy. Use color psychology to your advantage, as color can increase a shopper's willingness to read packaging by 80%. Second, up the ante on your value matrix, like extending private label ranges and embedding dynamic loyalty programs. Finally, retailers are increasingly expected to be good brand citizens, meaning you must integrate consumer support into your brand ethos during these tough economic times.
Amazing, thank you Candice. You can read our latest reports on the cost of living for more tips on how to tackle market uncertainty, from hybrid purchasing options to the pivot to private label, and you can find those on our site. Our next question comes from a client asking, how long will this current period of high inflation last? And is it going to shape consumer behaviours in the longer term? So let's pass this over to Boris. He's our Head of Consumer and Market Insight based in Frankfurt. Over to you, Boris.
The high inflation rates will extend at least into the first half of next year, but even when rates come down again, they are likely to remain above official central bank targets for longer. So we actually might be looking at a period of 3 to 4 years of income pressure that's above normal. And how will this shape consumer behaviors? Alongside inflation, aging societies will continue to put pressure on consumers as a long-term trend. So income pressure as a broad-based experience for many will be pretty much part of any new normal. So businesses will need to be really close to consumer demand and anticipate trends better, because this and speed of innovation will be major competitive factors with a consumer who will make tougher and tougher decisions on what to spend money on.
Great stuff, thank you Boris. Our final question for today comes from a client asking, what new product development opportunities should the food and drink sector focus on in the light of the cost of living crisis? For this, we're heading to London to hear from Jen Creevy, and she's our Director of Food and Drink. So let's hear from her now.
Firstly, I would look to try and help consumers transform those at-home meals. So for example, it could be a transformative condiment that you offer. This is something that consumers can keep in their pantry and use over and over again on different meal types to really create that restaurant-style quality meal at home on a budget. So something that we forecast before the cost of living crisis was these transformative flavours and tastes. So wherever you are in the world, it would really transport you to another region. And this continues to rise. So this is a great opportunity to offer those flavours to create restaurant meals at home. Secondly, I would really look to those energy efficient appliances that our consumers are starting to use more and more. So with the energy challenges and the energy crisis rising, consumers are turning to appliances like air fryers, for example. So this is a great opportunity to deliver those pre-prepped meals that consumers can just pop in their air fryers at home and again deliver a delicious meal.
Brilliant, thank you Jen. Our reports on budget-conscious food and drink and energy-efficient cooking reveal the top appliances and data on changing consumer sentiments that you need to know. So that's it for this week. If you have any questions or comments you'd like answered, please pop them in the comments box for our team. I'm Bethan Ryder, and we'll see you next time.